Did you know that only 18% of women feel consistently satisfied with oral sex? That's right. While many men think they're nailing it, women often have a way different experience, gentlemen. So, what are really the common mistakes that a lot of these guys are making and might be turning her off instead of turning her on? And as men, you want to please your partner, I get it, and make her feel amazing. But here's the kicker. What works for one woman, might not actually work for another, and certain habits as well. There's absolute deal breakers if you've ever wondered what women really want or secretly dislike when it comes to oral pleasure. Then I'm going to actually break all of this down for you. You don't find yourself in these situations with a woman when you're trying to get intimate and you're also trying to build sexual presence and have oral stimulation with the both of you. So I'm going to break down the 10 biggest mistakes that I see men making as a woman myself when you going down on a woman. Because I think it's really vital to understand that every woman is different. And so I'm going to give you cues because what one woman likes, like I said, another one won't. I'm going to show you how to know that too. So stick with me and you'll learn how to avoid these cringeworthy moves that a lot of women talk about and what they're really craving instead. So let's dive in. My name is Apollonia Ponti. I'm a dating, relationship, and life coach for men. I've been doing this for over 8 years now, and I've helped men really get the best results in their dating and personal lives, whether it's physical intimacy, emotional connection, building confidence, and getting the love life back, or attracting high-value women. And so if this is your first time visiting, I welcome you to hit that subscribe button right now, so you can get notified every time that I post a new video and get great weekly advice, just like today's topic, all about oral sex techniques. So let's get into it, gentlemen. Let's face it. Intimacy is a big part of relationship, any relationship. And when it's done right, it brings you closer. But when it's not, it can create frustration or even some tension. So today we're talking about what not to do when going down on a woman. So trust me, you'll want to take notes on this one because I'm going to really get you inside details, okay? Oral sex is one of the most intimate ways to connect with a woman, but it's also where a lot of men miss the mark because fortunately and unfortunately enough, this is where women can have a peak of orgasm more than when it comes to penetration for most women. And I've made a video about that and I'll link it here in the cards. Common complaints I hear from women is men rushing the process too much, ignoring her cues, or relating maybe on outdated techniques that are just too much or don't work and are just more maybe learned from like pornography videos that are just not real, okay? For many women, oral sex is about more than just physical sensations. It's about connection, communication, and trust. Just like holding her hand during the process will help so much too. And a woman can get turned on by that as well. But here's the challenge. Not all women are comfortable voicing what they like or dislike, unfortunately. And that means you as a man need to pick up on the nonverbal cues and avoid behaviors that might make her feel uncomfortable. Oh, what else do men have to do, right? So the truth is most mistakes men make stem from either a lack of knowledge or a focus on performance rather than her pleasure, okay? Let's not forget mismatched expectations. You might think you're doing great while she's quietly hoping it should be over soon. But the good news is I'm going to teach you when that happens. These mistakes are entirely fixable. And by understanding what women find unappealing, you can ensure your efforts are going to be memorable in the most positive way moving forward. So let's talk about the mistakes first, and then I'm going to make another video about actually how to go down on a woman the right way. So mistake number 1 is jumping straight into rushing into oral sex without any buildup is starting like a movie at the climax. You miss all the important moments leading up to it. Women need foreplay to feel aroused and connected. Start with gentle kissing, caressing, and teasing to build anticipation before actually just diving in, okay? Mistake number 2 is overdoing the moaning. While a little vocalization can be sexy, constantly moaning or making exaggerated noises while you're going down on a woman can be distracting. Believe it or not, I've heard this so much from women. Doesn't mean you can't make noises, but it's like overly vocalizing, okay? Instead, just focus on her subtle clues that show you're enjoying pleasing her without turning it into a performance, okay? Mistake number 3 is being too rough. Okay, gentleness is key here, gentlemen. The clitoris is incredibly sensitive, and applying too much pressure can quickly become uncomfortable. Or like being too rough, what I've heard a lot with women is like if you haven't shaved in a long time and you're just kind of moving your face too much, where it actually can give a woman rug burn. This happens so much. I've talked to women about this as well. So make sure, if you haven't shaved, doesn't mean you can't perform, but it just means you have to make sure that you are not using your face too much while you're doing this, okay? So start slow and adjust based on her responses, okay? Mistake 4 is using your tongue like a thruster. Okay, oral sex isn't about mimicking penetration with your tongue. Instead, exploring the entire area, her inner thighs, clitoris, and surrounding areas. Vary your movements and experiment with patterns, gentlemen, to see what gets the best reaction, okay? And when you see there's a reaction, stay on that pattern for a while, okay? Mistake number 5 is stopping too soon. One of the biggest frustrations women share is men stopping just before you're about to climax. Imagine that. Pay attention to her breathing, body language, and sounds to gauge when she's close, and don't stop until she's satisfied. Many times you'll notice the more comfortable a woman is with you, she will actually voice that she's almost at climax. Mistake number 6 is losing consistency. Sudden changes in rhythm or pressure can actually ruin the moment. When you find a technique she likes, stick with it until she gives you a clear sign to switch things up. Clear signs are arch of the back, moving her legs around, closing them a little bit more, pushing your head down, pushing your head away, or just hold on 1 second, things like this, okay? Mistake number 7 is oversaturating the area. If she's already wet, adding excessive saliva can make things messy and uncomfortable. Believe it or not, this is true. Keep it balanced and focus on maintaining a natural flow. Mistake number 8, biting. Oh my God, this should go without say, but biting is almost never a good idea in these situations, gentlemen. If you're unsure about incorporating, just gently nibbling and communicating with this with her first is so important if you guys are into this, which I don't know if any woman would be, to be honest, but okay. Mistake number 9, sticking to one technique, repetition can get boring. Experiment with different motions, speeds, and angles to keep things interesting. Variety shows that you're attentive and willing to adapt to her preferences, okay? Mistake number 10 is changing tactics at the wrong time. If she's clearly enjoying a particular move, don't suddenly switch it up. Consistency is crucial, especially as she gets closer to climax. Abrupt changes can interrupt her rhythm and leave her feeling frustrated. The most important thing to remember is that oral sex is a collaborative experience, gentlemen. Every woman is unique, so what's worked for her, your last partner, might not work for her. So pay attention to her cues, whether it's a sigh, a moan, or a subtle shift in her body, and let those guide your actions. One game-changing tip, okay, is learn to embrace the pause. Take moments to look up at her, make eye contact, and smile. These little pauses build anticipation and make the experience feel more personal and connected. Holding her hand at the same time as well. Also, don't forget, communicate. A simple, do you like that? Or tell me what feels good can go a long way in creating an open, comfortable environment where she feels safe to express herself. But you don't do this every minute. You should only do it like 1 or 2 times throughout the escapade, okay? And remember, next week I'll be posting a video on how to go down on a woman. So make sure that you subscribe and watch out for that notification so you can really understand the processes of really going down on a woman from a woman herself, and interviewing plenty of them as well about this. So amazing oral sex lies in communicative attentiveness and avoiding these common mistakes. I've actually made a program, it's called How to Please a Woman, where I go into descriptive details as well. If you can't wait for next week, or even more than that, it's going to be more than 10-minute video. I actually give you a lot of material, just more about, not even about going down on women, just more than that. And I give you actual ways to actually do things in the bedroom with a woman so you can take advantage of this. You can click it below. It's called my How to Please a Woman program. And it's about every possible thing you can do in the bedroom and how to do it from a woman's experiences and other women interviews as well. So you can adapt this to your experiences to satisfy a woman in the bedroom, okay? Because oral sex isn't just about techniques, it's about connection, it's about focusing on her pleasure and you having fun and having genuine care, because the result will speak for itself if you do. So if you found this video helpful, please share it, comment below, and give it a thumbs up. As always, I'll see you in the next video. And remember, you are always loved. Bye for now.